It's only getting worse from here for Donald Trump's health, as we've seen him in a severe decline, sleeping during meetings, gaining excessive weight, 14 pounds since the last weigh-in, major bruising on his hands and on his overall skin. He has swelling on his lower legs, his eyes recently and during interviews.
Yep.
And his overall health is taking a decline. And yeah,
we've seen him sleep during cabinet meetings and Congress, not Congress meetings, but
cabinet meetings.
Yeah, we'll play a clip of it right now.
Yeah.
Of a job, an economy, a community, a family. And for too long,
President Donald Trump's health is under intense scrutiny in 2026, with a mix of confirmed medical conditions concerning public behaviors and a major transparency gap. The official line from the White House saying that he's in excellent shape for his age, but independent medical analysis and public sightings raise different questions.
As we've seen, he was boasting on Truth Social that he has a 30-30 on a cognitive test, which he could probably ace a mental health test or cognitive test, but physically, you can see it's not well.
Not well. And also, we know that Donald Trump doesn't very sleep often.
Yeah.
We also know that he's been staying up pretty late these past few days, posting on Truth Social these generated AI images of slop.
Yeah.
Basically, barely sleeping with a busy schedule that he has. Also, we know that Donald Trump drinks more Coca-Cola than water.
Yeah.
So that's not the best look at it.
Just keep in mind, if you were the president, I would bet that you have some like the best doctors, the best trainers, the best everything in general.
Also, his conditions have been CVI, which is chronic venous insufficiency. What it is, it's basically a vein disorder where blood pools in legs cause swelling in ankles and feet, which we've seen. The White House explanation. Common people over 40 have no pain, no DVT or arterial disease. The medical reality of it is common in older adults, 1 in 20, can worsen over time, linked to worse sleep apnea, high heart and pressure. Basically making him... and also he's very stressed. As we know, he has a busy schedule. So all of this linked together makes it worse for his overall health.
Well, not only that, just him starting war with Iran and him also taking over Venezuela is not helping him at all. Because keep in mind, sometimes when Iran is striking a base at 2 a.m. and his team has to wake him up to tell him what just happened, that ruins his whole day pretty much.
Yeah.
Because he is on alert 24/7, and him trying to get even like a good 8 hours sleep is probably not possible for him.
Also, the hand bruising, the discoloration on back of hands will pop up an image right now. Sometimes covered with makeup, minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking plus aspirin use. Bruising is not a symptom of CVI. Aspirin increases bleeding and bruising risk, especially at high doses.
Now, the White House mentioned that it's possibly linked with handshaking, but that means that the people he's handshaking with are shaking his hand like super hard. They have to put a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah. High aspirin doses. Trump takes more aspirin than doctors' recommended dose for nice thin blood. Part of the standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. Guidelines advise against routine aspirin unless you have high heart disease. High doses increase internal bleeding risk.
Well, keep in mind, I would have believed that Donald, he has probably doctors in the White House, and I would just imagine them saying, no, they don't take high aspirin. And he just continues to take them.
Yeah. Basically, Donald Trump is not really listening to his health advisors.
Yeah, I would find it hard to believe that, the people on his team are just not telling him, calm down. This is not good for you.
And also, he must see it himself when he sleeps during meetings and other people around him are healthier than him, which is a concern, which he's representing a whole country.
Yeah, some would say even the whole world.
The whole world,
He moves the markets.
And right now, with the whole economy, there is no time to be resting your eyes.
Yep.
The observed public concerns, which is basically daytime sleepiness, as we showed you. Multiple doctors, including CNN medical analysis, Dr. Jonathan Reiner, describes severe daytime somnolence, president falls asleep very often in public.
Now, look, Donald Trump is basically 80 years old at this point. It's a bit normal for, like, if you are in your 70s and more, you probably have problems with this.
Yes.
I mean, it's not completely normal for you to have a lot of energy in your 80s. Maybe for some of you it is, but
now to say though that it is normal to be unhealthy and less alert at 80 years old is fine.
Sure.
But he is the president of the United States, and this cannot be okay.
And him bragging that he has a 30 on 30 score isn't helping. So
yeah. Also, excessive daytime sleepiness is a classic symptom of sleep apnea, which is also linked to CVI. Cognitive Moments struggled to name the Washington Monument. He called it the Reflecting Pool one in a June 2026 interview, which was
extremely recent
this week. He also forgets the word for Alzheimer's during an interview in January 2026 in a health interview. He also declares he aced his third straight cognitive exam, his Montreal Cognitive Assessment, which he scored a 30 out of 30 in 2025, basically going around and bragging about it.
Yep.
His physical appearance, visibly swollen ankles and legs, and deep bruises on hands. Makeup on bruises sometimes doesn't match his skin tone.
Which, I mean, if he has bruised hands very often, what's the point of even hiding it if he just like admits to it? Like,
yeah.
What's the point of putting makeup on it?
Well, I mean, to make less of a public appearance, you know.
Sure.
What Trump has said about his health, he says he claims he has perfect health. He says he aced third straight cognitive examination test in all caps during posts. Aspiration explanation. I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Takes more than doctors suggest. His sleep and diet. He gets minimal sleep, finds exercise tedious, eats McDonald's Filet-O-Fish and burgers. His CT scan admitted taking a CT scan, not MRI, in October 2025. He said he was perfectly normal.
Coming back to the diet part, like you mentioned before, he doesn't even drink water. He drinks Coca-Cola.
And eats McDonald's Filet-O-Fish and burgers.
Yeah, I would have imagined that he is probably eating the nicest strips of steak with some rice or some caviar. Why not? You know, Donald Trump's a billionaire.
We look at the president of the United States as someone who needs to be in good health to represent a country. And with right now of him drinking Coca-Cola and eating restaurant, you know, we think that Donald Trump should be eating clean food to have a clean environment around him, not be sleeping during meetings
100%.
And, you know, getting bruising and swelling and not getting his sleep. And who knows if he works out? We don't know.
Well, it's mentioned that he finds exercise tedious, which is crazy. As you know, he does have RFK Jr., which heavily says to exercise and to eat healthy. And as you've seen, he re-added raw milk and meats as the top in the food chain. So.
Yeah. The medical transparency problem is the main criticism is that Donald Trump's medical team, led by Navy Captain Dr. Sean Barbella, releases vague reassurances as excellent health, non-standard metrics like AI cardiac age of 65, Trump is 69, basically also bragging about his cardiac age is 65 years old.
Which, I mean, sure, I mean, that could be a possibility, but even that, we would have to see Donald Trump basically drop dead on the floor for that to even, like...
Yeah.
You know?
But there still is no full imaging of cognitive test results or sleep study data, which basically maybe shows that this could be faked and Donald Trump is lying about his 30 out of 30 cognitive score. Critics, including Dr. Vin Gupta, argue this lacks professional objectivity and doesn't address the real concerns, such as cognitive function and daytime sleepiness, which let us know in the comments if you think this could be faked.
Yeah, it could honestly.
A high chance.
It is Donald Trump. I mean, at this point, he's going to make anything and everything make him look better.
Now, there has been public polls reflecting this skepticism.
Now, since all of this madness, there's been a lot of public polls on X or even True Social. One of them was that 51% of Americans believe Donald Trump's mental faculties declined over 2025 and 2026. So they're basically thinking that last year, Donald Trump's health has been going down, which you can say it is, technically. Like, you've seen it on videos and photos. 56% say Trump lacks mental sharpness to serve. 60% thinks he's growing erratic with age, which it is a sign of people with Alzheimer's being a bit mad and being a bit lost sometimes, which Donald Trump technically is. So.
Yep. What's real about all this is Donald Trump has chronic venous insufficiency confirmed by the White House. He takes high-dose aspirin use and has visible bruising on his overall skin. Multiple doctors report severe daytime sleepiness, as we've seen in videos.
Yeah.
And that's not the only time. He's been, since the past month, he's been resting his eyes. So
look, in full terms, Donald Trump is either super unhealthy or he is on top of his game.
Yeah.
Which, look, he is sleeping in meetings. Eventually, we're just going to see him start snoring like on his desk in the Oval Office. Like it could be a possibility. So leave what you think in the comments. Is Donald Trump in good health? Is he not in good health? This was Matt and T from the BRB Show.
Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Very much appreciated. And as always, stay safe out there and take care.
Bye-bye.